Hello,
Hi, and
hello.
welcome to Dating is a Joke, where we take dating so seriously that we laugh about it. And with me today, I have Irynka. How are you?
Hello, hello, Dianka. I'm good. I'm good. Very good snow day. So, what else can we do? Let's do podcasts. Yeah.
First of all, if you don't mind me asking, what is your current relationship status?
So, my current status is second marriage because
Second marriage.
yes, because not just dating is a joke, marriage is a
Marriage
joke
is a
too.
joke. I got sorry, I got a message the other day that actually said that exact thing. I shared something with them and they replied, "Marriage is a joke too." Ha! I said, "Yeah, you're
Yeah,
absolutely
and
right."
you know this meme that's circulating. It's like if you're 35 and you're single, you just strategically avoided your first divorce.
Oh,
So, so I feel like it's true because I'm in late 30s and I have friends who are also like on second round already, second marriages.
oh my gosh! And how long have you been married now? Like this, the second marriage. How long have you been married?
Oh, it's just since summer, so I guess half of the year.
So you are still a honeymoon period. You're in your honeymoon period with your
No, no,
no.
because we know each other for a few years and
Okay.
live together for also a few years. But yeah, honeymoon you can say is
And
over. It's over, but it's over, but it's not divorced yet.
no. And how did you meet your current husband?
True friends.
Okay. An old like did they set you up like
Do,
on a
do you know
date or were you?
the old-fashioned way?
Yeah.
Not on social media. Actually, funny fun fact: my first husband I did meet online, so it's funny how it all
Really?
worked. Yeah, and
Okay.
and when it came to like looking for someone, actually didn't want to do it online because I don't know, not because of second marriage, but I was just like I don't know. I need to try more traditional. Anyways, it just happened naturally because my friend she introduced us a while ago, and then there was
Okay.
time we were like not even talking, and then somehow, through social media, because we all close, remember, but not close.
Close,
And then
yes, yeah.
somehow we reconnected, and yeah.
Okay. And was it so I guess was it love at first sight? Like did you know that this would go somewhere or did it take some time?
No, it took some time. It took some time. I had quite few situations in my life, like even at work, you meet someone and you're like, "Wow, I like this guy," but it's like never. I wouldn't call it love at first sight. I don't really believe in that. You just
Yeah.
feel some kind of weird connection or like positivity, but then you're still like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Have you ever experienced love at first sight? I don't think that's a thing.
Love at first sight. No, I wouldn't say love at first sight, but there is
See?
something, right? Like I feel like one of the things that I've had to learn to do as I get older is trust my instincts a little bit better. Because even, and I was thinking about this, I'm back on the apps, and even while I'm swiping, like I don't know what makes me stop sometimes, right? Because sometimes there's some men on there who are traditionally very attractive, right? Like they're like but I don't swipe right. Like, and then so I don't know what it is. There's just something that speaks to me from a picture that I can't put my finger on it. And of course, then you look at what else are they saying about themselves and all of that. But when you're on an app, it's kind of you get a vibe. And I
Yeah.
feel like I've started listening to my vibe a little bit more. And then, I'm not dating as much since I started listening to my vibe, but my relationships when I do date or my experiences when I do date are much better.
See, yeah. I also believe in that kind of thing, intuition or something. I don't know what it is, but it's definitely
Yeah.
something. Yeah, and you said on the picture, like when you swipe, but when you meet in person someone, it's even this feeling is even more, right? Like,
Yeah,
and it's
exactly.
it's not always actually. It's Very, very, very not always. Is this even English? Very not always. It's about their physicality. It's just the other things that I don't know.
Yeah, it's a
Something, you
whole
know.
package. I would say it's the way they smile, it's the way they talk, it's the way they move, it's the way they look even at other people, not even just at you, right? It's just the way they kind of fit into the world and the way that
Yes.
I do believe, I don't know what it is, but that chemistry that happens between people. And I feel even sometimes my friends will laugh at me because I say I have something called a good text vibe. Like there's people who we start texting back and forth and it's easy and there's a connection even through texting and with others, after three, four
Yeah,
messages,
yeah, I
this
agree
isn't
with
gonna
I
work.
agree with yeah.
Yeah.
I
This
agree
is
with you because texting is almost the same as talking, just you cannot interrupt each other, which is even better. So I agree with you. Like if you see conversation is going somewhere, then yeah.
Now, you said that you met your first husband online. Was that through a traditional app or, did he slide into your DMs? Did you slide into
Oh,
his?
oh my God! It was. I don't think this app even exists anymore. It was like part of Facebook. I think it was
Okay.
called Zusk. Zusk, was it something like that?
Oh, okay.
Uh, yeah, and you do have to fill out like questionnaire, like what's your favorite music, blah blah blah. And then if you get matches, you can talk to those people that you matched. So we matched.
Mhm.
So that's how it all started. I don't know if this app exists anymore. It was
Anymore?
part of
Yeah.
Facebook. I know now Facebook has Facebook dating, but I never
Yes.
tried that
Hmm.
one.
Yeah. It's
Did
funny.
you
I have a
try Facebook
love-hate
dating?
relationship with Facebook dating. I'm currently using Facebook dating. I find that that's
Uh-huh.
where I have met the most, what I'll say, like under quotes, normal people. Like I find I don't have many horror stories from Facebook. The only thing that I don't like, again, love-hate, is that people can message you without matching. And I have to say, some men get very creative, and I appreciate the messages that come in. Other ones, not so much. I'm like, I could have been okay without getting that message for the rest of my life. Um,
I know, because you posted some of them, so I know.
oh, there's more coming. There's more.
Please, please post more for my entertainment. I have friends. I have single friend, and she keeps telling me her stupid, crazy stories, and I'm like, oh, I should use some of this, for stand up. And so we were laughing because she was like, "Oh, so you want me to keep going on dates in this like bad dating pool just so you have material?" And I'm
What's
like,
your
"Exactly." I'm like, "Exactly. You get it. You get it." And then we were laughing like, "Yes, sacrifice yourself because I need your stories." Because one of her stories was like that she was on date and then guy said, it was summer. I guess they were sitting outside, and he was like, "Oh, hang on. I'm gonna run to my car, put another $25, $25, like 25 cents quarter."
yeah?
And she's just sitting there thinking, like, what, 25 cents? Like, who doesn't use who doesn't use apps anymore? And why are you so cheap, 25 cents? Just put $1 already. Like, so we were laughing.
It's very funny. Yeah, he's gonna have to get up every 15 minutes to put in a quarter. My goodness.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's
How
funny.
long, how long is the date? I don't know. It's like 2 seconds date.
Yeah, it definitely gives you material. It definitely does. I find though that I did like when I think about my experience on the dating apps 5 years ago when I was brand new to it. I was married a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
It's very different from the experience now, and exactly what we were talking about. I've learned to trust my intuition. I've learned how to read dating apps. Like there's a lot of reading between the lines that you have to do. There's a lot of interpretation that you need to do. And the only thing that I hate though is that it forces me to be, I guess you really show a big bias sometimes because sometimes I'll just look at somebody and I'll be like, they look like a jerk. And that's such a bad thing. They could be the nicest people. They might
Yeah.
be, but somehow the way they're looking at the camera, I'm like, no.
Yeah. That's the problem with only internet, right? Like versus I guess old fashioned dating, starting talking in the bar because like
Yeah.
look, you judge by the book by the cover, right? You don't see that whole package that we were just talking about. You just see how he took a picture. Maybe he has no idea how to take a picture.
Exactly, and that's not his fault, right? Like there's plenty of pictures out there of me that I look good in some, I look awful in others. I just feel like why do they keep picking the bad ones? But anyway, okay, we're gonna move to the wheel of what I call the wheel of dating disasters. Let's go. What's a moment in dating that you thought to yourself, "Oh, this is who they really are"?
Mm, good question. Good question. I can't think right now, but probably most likely it was about money.
Ah, okay.
Like we talked about 25 cents, which is not my story, but still funny. Um, I remember you had someone in your podcast and she was from different culture and she was talking about that guy supposed to pay and I agree because in Ukraine guy also pays and then when you get to North America it's actually very hard to adjust. Like the older I become, I understand like multiple reasons why wouldn't they. I'm not talking about first date. I'm talking about any date.
Yes, yes, no, I agreed. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, but so yeah, so the two things that was like hard to adjust from Ukraine to North America is that guys are paying, and the second one is that wife is always right, or I guess girlfriend is always right. And here it turns out we're not always right. There can be debates, and
What?
so yeah,
That's interesting though, because you do bring up that inter sort of that different culture perspective. And yes, that was Talia who had dated in Pakistan and
yes,
said, it was very, very different. So in Ukraine, it's kind of the same thing, very more, traditional male-female roles where the man is the
yeah.
caretaker. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe now it's changing slowly because I didn't live in Ukraine for 14 years, but I think
Hmm.
for the most part it's still the same, and it's not just only about paying, like that he's supposed to take care in general, like of you, of multiple things, and yeah. But
And do you?
but woman is supposed to cook, which I don't like. So that's why I'm like a bit of both worlds now because I became this creature of immigration. So I'm both worlds.
But I think you bring up a great point because it has, I think that's some of the issues that we're having. You see these kind of feuds between men and women is because women do want to get out of traditional roles, right? So they don't want to be the cooks and cleaners and the only caretakers of children and all of that. Um, so a lot of men are saying, well, if you don't want to have those traditional roles, then they don't want to have the traditional roles of being the caretakers and the fixers and all of that.
but uh,
However, I agree once there's a partnership and you come together as a partnership, but I feel when you're at that courting phase, right, where you're just meeting and the woman is still spending money to get her hair done, buying makeup, getting her nails done, right? Like we go through a lot of effort to go on it. We don't look this cute just, I mean, right? But there is a lot of effort that women make,
yes,
that and expenses that go with that. And I'm also a believer that a man should pay for a date. Now, once there's a relationship established, and yeah, does that mean he has to pay for everything for the rest of his life? No. And in the home, you can have an equitable, exchange. But I am kind of old fashioned in that way.
I agree with you. I also have one valid point. I think valid point because man, and it's not in Canada. I think it's like worldwide. Man makes more money for exactly same roles that female do. So why don't they pay? They have more money.
That's also a very good point. And I get that a lot. I also think there's a bit of a misconception, and I'd love to hear your thoughts because sometimes men say, oh, well, women are being gold diggers. Like, women just want our money. And I'm like, that's even though we're saying, yes, I want the man to pay for a couple of dates, I don't think that statement is true. Like, I don't know. And a lot of women. I meet a lot of women. I meet a lot of single women. I don't know any woman who is saying, I want to get married and have a man who supports me 100% of the time. However, I also feel that men don't do well with women who make more money than them. And it's a them
Yeah.
issue. It's not a woman's issue.
Yeah, it's not a woman's issue. There's like families, right, where the guy is staying home with kid because woman makes more money. I mean, rarely, but there's cases like this.
Mhm.
But yeah, I think men have problem with that because it's just their inter ego. Because again, at the end of the day, our blueprint, DNA, everything doesn't matter what country you live in. Still, he knows in his brain that he has to be provider, which is why they feel bad, like that makes them feel bad if woman makes more money, like that's just, but it's a good stimulation, go get better job or something, promotion, right? And
Yes.
for gold diggers, like you I mean, you saw me rolling my eyes, like
Yeah.
listen, I was married and you were married, and it's like, even when you get divorced, here's the thing, even if guy has money, this is what I came to learn, even if guy has money, it does not necessarily means that he will share his money with you, right? So even if you want to be gold digger, which I don't, and I think most of women, they don't. It's just
No,
this
no.
misconception, right? But even if you want, it's like it's impossible, right? How you gonna go, like, just steal his credit cards or what? Like, there has to be some kind of, you know what I mean? Both ways. Like, make him sign some kind of paperwork or something, like, how you
Yeah.
gonna be gold digger, it's quite impossible. But for just for dates, it makes me feel ridiculous, like, if you wanna even take your wife out once in a blue moon, like, can't you just pay, like, is your wife gold digger? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
unless you
know. We've
give
already
unless
gotten
you
married.
give Yeah, unless you give her bricks of gold, which now everyone keeps yelling, keeps from all commercials, oh, invest in gold, which I
Oh.
agree, but I don't have such investment, unfortunately, except jewelry, but like don't have a gold bricks anywhere under my mattress. But I agree that it's a good investment. Like, unless he actually gives her this gold bricks or kind of investment account or something, like, that's it. Unless he does that, she's not gold digger, right?
It's not. No. I also
even
think
af-
that
even af- and so sorry, and even after divorce, she's not gonna be, because they maybe entered into a marriage agreement or something where it was ahead of time, because people that have money, they do enter into marriage agreements, so they know that ahead of time, if anything goes south, they will not be sharing this wealth. So
I think part of what happens is that sometimes you hear these crazy stories about like Hollywood stars that were married and then they get a divorce and then the woman is, her monthly alimony payment is like, $80,000 a month plus this plus that. But okay, that would be true, but that portion of the population is so tiny. And the guys using dating apps are not the guys making millions and millions and millions of dollars,
that's
right? Like,
that's
this
what
is
I'm
not the
saying.
same
It's
demographic we're talking about.
Exactly, exactly. But I think the wife of Jeff Bezos, I think she's a gold digger, because her first marriage was very strategic. Her second marriage with Jeff Bezos is also very strategic. So let's see, because if those two people get divorced, I'll be like, I was right.
I don't like to think about it as gold digging. I like to think about women being strategic. You used a very good word. I think you're being strategic in that, and I think it sort of lacks accountability unless it's with somebody who's vulnerable, right? Like, unless it's with somebody who maybe is not of right mind, or maybe not in the best health, or sometimes you see it. Sometimes, the classic definition of gold digger is sometimes very young women with much elderly men, and sometimes I think in those scenarios there is an element of taking advantage of somebody in a vulnerable position, and I do not condone that at
Yeah,
all.
because
However,
again,
in
yeah,
this in the situations that I'm kind of exposed to, the kinds of men who are saying women are gold diggers, I don't know. You know better, right? And you decided it would be a good idea to spend all this money on this person because you wanted something in return.
Yeah.
And then the
So
moment she didn't give that up in return, she's a gold digger.
yeah, so just tell him next time you're a silver digger. Because we're getting old, so we have the silver hair, you see? We're getting old, so we're silver but even I agree with you, that's not normal when woman is
Yeah,
45 years younger than guy. That's not normal by any DNA and blueprint and anything. But if it's like, I don't know, 10 years younger, okay. But if it's like 45 years younger, it becomes obvious, right? This marriage, you just have to wait till he dies. But
yeah,
then, but then again, how do we know that they didn't enter into marriage agreement that, everything goes
yeah.
to his cousin instead of wife? So it's like,
Exactly. Yeah, it was funny. I was talking to a friend the other day, and we were talking about gold digging as well. And she said, Diana, she's like, I don't need gold. She's like, you know how expensive groceries are? I just need somebody who buys me groceries. I'm like, do you know how expensive grapes are? It's like, yeah,
grapes,
$13 on
grapes, and
grapes.
yes, in particular grapes, because we don't live in
Grape
country
digger.
where
I'm
you
looking
can.
for a man who will buy me some grapes. Let's try the wheel one more time and see if we've
If
got
it's
something else.
25,000 this time.
Yeah, let's try it. Oh, okay, this is an interesting one. Any relationship habit or something in a relationship you thought was normal until somebody said, no, that's probably not.
Oh, habit and relationship. My goodness. I don't know. I'm on second marriage, but I can tell you about mentality. I feel it was mentality differences because with first husband, I always wanted to celebrate New Year and he wanted to go to bed. And we were even younger than I am now, right? Because it was a long time ago. And I was like, what's your problem? Like, you have to stay at least till 1 a.m., you know? So I don't know. That's not a habit. That's just some mentality differences. I think that I think about.
You know what? But you bring up a good point because I think sometimes a lot of people do this in their relationships where they think that the things that bring them joy, right, even if they're small, if their partner doesn't like them, they almost feel like okay, well that's everybody's got this stuff in the relationship, so I just won't do that anymore. I just don't like that anymore. Well, if it's silly things, like it's fine. But sometimes, like if it means something to you, like if like a holiday you want to celebrate or something you want to celebrate, and it's always a no from the partner, right? Like it's always a no from the partner. Or sometimes I hear as well that sometimes a partner will make the other person, feel small or feel silly for them wanting to do that. I have a friend who was pursuing something in the arts and their partner said, oh, that's stupid, you're never going to make it, like why would you waste your time? And for a long time they bought into that, right? They were like, yeah, they stayed away from pursuing something they really loved, until somebody said, your partner should be like encouraging you, right? If anybody in the world should be encouraging you, it should be
Yeah,
your partner. So I
I
think you bring up a
agree.
good point.
Or maybe just like I feel like it was sometimes in my case like they do this thing in my case New Year, but it can be any example, right? Like
Yeah.
they do this thing, but then they make you feel like they did such a huge favor, that they adjust that he I mean they he they it's not they them. I'm not that kind of a relationship.
Yeah, but
it's
yeah,
hi- it's him, but you know what I mean. They, I mean men, make you feel like they did this huge favor and now I have to thank the whole fucking year because he got to sit till 1 a.m. You know what I mean? Like then I felt like just don't do it if you're gonna make me feel like it's a big huge favor, which for me is normal, like a normal
yeah,
habit. Then just don't do it.
yeah. No, again, this is really good stuff because I think it goes a long way, a lot. Like you hear that complaint a lot from women as well. And I know I'm sure it happens to men too in some relationships, but where you're having to to beg for participation, right? You're having to beg for help. And in this case, it's like, oh, yes, I did this for you. Or in some cases, it's the whole, when they do something around the house or they take care of the kids or whatever, then it's this big celebration you're supposed to give, right? Like the whole concept of and I mean, I have to say that I'm guilty of it. Like, because I come from a generation where you would rarely see men out with their babies, right? Like you would never see a man with those little carriers or pushing a
Yeah,
stroller. And you see that so much more now. And it's like seeing an animal out in the wild, right?
yeah.
When I see that, I'm like, oh wow,
You
like look
you like
how
start taking
cool,
pictures. Start
right? Like
taking
look
pictures.
how cool. Which is very unfair because they're getting kudos for something that is so normal, so natural that women have been doing all the time that nobody thinks that is
Exactly.
anything special, right, when a woman does it. But I feel like
Yeah.
some of those things are changing. I do have faith in our younger generations. I feel like I've met, like even like I've dated some guys like sort of like 35 and under, and I feel their views on life and their views on their role as parents and their roles in relationships are actually quite different than the men that I date who are over 40.
You agree? I mean, I agree with you because it's maybe different generation now, and
Mhm.
I don't know. Again, if they want us to pay 50%, right? Then you go take a kid outside for 50% of the time. Uh, think of it like when it comes to divorce, which in my case, thanks God, was without kids, so without this custody fight. But when
Yeah.
it does come to this fight, what do they usually fight for? 50% time of being with your child, right? So why
Mm.
can't they do, why they cannot do 50-50 when they're still together? You know what I mean?
Yeah, because they think it is 50-50 by them just living there, right? Like they think just because they take up space, that's being there 50% of the time. And it's a harsh reality. It's not. And I know many divorced women who have, a custody agreement of 50-50%. And that's not how it works either. Like
Oh, really?
when you
So
come
it's still
down to the time, it's
oh, so in
still,
reality, wow.
and I always want to say this because I do have, male viewers and all of that. I also know men who are single dads who take
Mm.
care of that. But there is a type of man out there who even, within the marriage they don't participate, and even outside of the marriage they don't participate either, right? When they've checked out, they've checked. They have
That's
checked
it.
out.
Goodbye. Goodbyes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, time is moving very, very fast with you today. Thank you. Okay, we're going to move into the this or that. I'm going to give you an option between two things. Pick one. Don't overthink it too much. Okay. Um, what would you prefer? Emotional availability or really great chemistry?
Oh my God. Both.
You can't have it
Okay.
both.
Okay, emotional availability. You know why?
Availability.
Because chemistry it will go away slowly, but emotional availability it stays. I feel like it stays.
Okay. Yeah, no, no, it's true. It'll definitely take you further. Like the chemistry is always nice at the beginning of the relationship, those butterflies, that feeling, but that won't sustain you, 5 years, 7 years, 20 years
Yeah.
into a relationship. Yeah, absolutely. Um, what about compliments? Would you prefer a compliment like you are gorgeous or you are so intelligent?
Gorgeous.
Yeah, simple. We just want to be pretty, right? Um,
Exactly.
Oh, it's okay. A romantic winter walk or Netflix under the blankets?
Netflix under the blankets.
Yes. That's why we're both here tonight instead of out there. I'm like, I do not. Like, all the neighborhood kids came out today because it was a snow day. They're all playing in the snow, and I'm like, yeah, I don't have that in me anymore. No. Do you prefer your partner to be a morning person or a night owl?
Night owl.
Yes. Are you a night owl? Well, I guess we
Yes.
have as comedians. Yeah, we have to be. Yeah.
The comedians, yes.
Yeah, what's your regular bedtime?
Midnight or 1 o'clock, 1 a.m.
Yeah, I mean, oh, actually, you know what? I know that because you and I have had quite a few late night conversations. Yes.
And my current husband, he is also night owl, but I don't know what got to him. Like one time he was doing on the weekend laundry at like 8 a.m. and you can hear everything because it's a small condo, right? So I don't know, I gave him such hard time, so he knows till the rest of his life at 8 a.m. Do not wake up with laundry noises, nobody.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, no, that's the worst. You have to be on the same. I think I don't know that
Yes.
a morning person like and an early bird and a night owl could have a relationship. That would
I
drive me
don't know how,
crazy.
yeah, because even physically they distract each other. Like, unless you live in some mansion where someone can take one
Yeah,
wing, another one can take another wing, it's
another way.
impossible.
Yeah, yeah, very true. Do you prefer texting all day or one really good phone call?
With who?
With your husband.
I guess texting all day.
But you're gonna see him at home anyway, right? Like, whatever.
Exactly.
Um, oh, do you prefer to have a fancy anniversary out, or would you prefer to stay in with takeout?
Definitely go out. If it's not pandemic, if it's not storm, and we have some money, definitely go out.
Go out, yeah, I'm the same way. Do you prefer when there is conflict to say, let's talk about it, or are you the let's pretend it didn't even happen type?
I'm definitely, let's talk about it. Unless I don't know, I'm tired or something, then we'll let it go. But we all know women will bring it up eventually. So it's either now we talk about it or we talk tomorrow about it.
But nobody's forgetting about this, or at least I'm not forgetting about it.
No.
That's funny. Um, oh, cooking together or one person does all the cooking?
I wish I can say cooking together, but we're not really cooking. But yes, I would like cooking. We tried cooking together, but I don't know why. But man needs entire kitchen to themselves. Like they cannot coexist with other human beings. And I'm like, well, look, you stand here and I stand here, and no one's bothering you. Cut this, I do this. No, need all the space. So I don't know. Cooking together doesn't work. So
Doesn't really work.
it's either me or no one is cooking.
Oh, yeah. Cooking is one of those things I do because I have to do it. I do not
Yes.
enjoy it at all.
No,
Uh,
so we're
oh,
the same. Yay.
yeah, we were a lot of like in a lot of things. Okay, here's a question I'm curious about with you. Are you and your husband the matching pajamas type, or nope, never would do it?
No, never would do.
I had a feeling. I'm like, it strike me as the matching pajamas type.
Because I don't know, I have cute pajamas and he has
Yeah.
no pajama or some weird pants. I don't know.
Oh my gosh, that is very funny. Okay, well, thank you. That does it for that. Now, where can people find you if they want to follow you or they want to come see you?
Okay, so the best way is to follow on Instagram. It's Irynka's Comedy. And for next show, I will be on All Slavic show on January 20th, which is next week. And it will be at Keys Comedy Club where we actually met.
Where we met.
Yeah,
Okay.
I haven't been to this club after we met there. It's nothing to do with you.
No, well, you know what? I haven't been back either since that day, that
So
fateful day.
come to the All Slavic show.
Yeah, when did you say that's January 20th? Okay, yeah.
Yes.
I have a show that night, but I will touch base with you to find out how it went and maybe I will definitely I'll give it another try over there. This has been a lot of fun. Irynka, you are very, very funny. And
Thank you.
we'll hear from you again very soon. I will make sure that we have all your socials in our posted here. This episode is going to go out after January 20th. However, if you have any dates after, like that are coming up later, like that you find out about later, I'll add them to when this show is released so that you have them. so that we have them when I
Oh,
release them.
okay, okay. I'll think about it, and if anything, I'll let you know.
Yeah, I'll touch base with you before I release it, and then that way I can add any other dates. Okay. But with that, I will say goodbye to Irynka, and thank you very much for joining us on Dating is a Joke, and we will see you next time.
Thank